What's up, guys? Today we got this telly that came into the shop for a fret level and a recrown. It's a super cool old B-bender. There's this big old mechanism in the back. It's some springs and levers and a couple tension screws so that when you pull down on that strap, it's gonna raise the pitch of the B string to whatever you set it to, really. Half step, whole step. I've seen them go up thirds, although at that point you're pushing your luck a little bit. We're going to start by taking off the neck. It makes my life a lot easier to have the neck and the body separated when we're going at it with sandpaper. We don't want to scratch up the body at all, so take the extra time and just take things apart. And always put your screws somewhere that they're not going to roll off the table. Nothing worse than having to crawl all over the floor looking for that last piece. Got the inspector signatures, cool 96. Double check that neck straightness. And this one was good to go. Start taping off the neck one fret at a time here. I found that creasing it with my fingers underneath the fret really helps when I go at it with the X-Acto blade later. Keeps everything nice and straight and the blade doesn't wander as much. And it's really nice. Each of these cutoffs seems to fit pretty much perfectly in frets later down the fretboard, so it's super satisfying just to take one cut, place it down the next. Kind of looks like a piano halfway through. But yeah, a little bit of ASMR for you guys. Once everything's taped off, I'm going to come back with a Sharpie and mark the top of each one of the frets. This way I can see how much material I'm taking off at a time. This guitar has a 9.5-inch radius, so I found my 9.5 radius beam, and I like to use masking tape and super glue to hold my sandpaper. It's easy, it takes a couple seconds. I don't have to buy the fancy paper with the adhesive on the back. Honestly, I was surprised this ripped as straight as it does. It normally tears like randomly for me and I have to go back and clean it up with scissors, but there we go. Throw down a little bit of super glue. Slap that piece of paper right on top. I like to take something to kind of push all the edges down, make sure it's nice and flat, no lumps, nothing, and just go slow. Couple passes at a time, one direction. You'll see me kind of like going a little extra at the end, but go slow. So right away you can see that G string dug itself in pretty much all the way down the fretboard. It's the majority of the low spots right now. A little bit of the B and the high E. What you're looking for is these little divots where the black Sharpie ink still is. I've sanded off all the surfaces until they're roughly level along the whole fret, but I'm still feeling pretty optimistic that I can save these frets without having to do a refret on this guy. So I'm gonna keep going and see how it goes. I did some more sanding and then I came back at it with the crowning file. So one by one, we're going down till we get a nice thin line in the middle of the frets. And you can see I've got a bunch to go. Now, before any of you say anything about the divots, these frets are probably on their last legs, but I really didn't want to have to refret this instrument. There was enough height on the frets for me to get a good crown, and the divots ended up being so small and light that they don't affect the playing at all. That action is amazing. Once I had everything crowned, I came back and polished up all the frets. I like to use these gray Scotch-Brite pads. They're effectively fine steel wool. They do a great job, and they don't shed everywhere. Came back with the white pad. It's extra fine. Get that shine even closer. Take out some of the light scratches. And I'm just gonna come back with some Stumac medium polish. You could honestly use Meguiar's auto polish for this, but this is what I had, so it works. Shinier, smoother frets play better. It's a proven fact. Take care of your instruments. Your bends will be smoother, everything just feels better. Gonna double check that everything is level, and once we confirm that, we go and remove all the tape. You can never have too much blue masking tape in the shop. It is amazing. I use it on everything. I buy big rolls of, or big ass multi-packs of it every time I go to Lowe's. That and super glue are probably two of the most essential shop items that I have. Give everything a thorough wipe down, make sure there's no tape residue. This guitar is honestly in really good condition. Clearly a player's guitar. It's been given lots and lots of love. Double check all the components, make sure things are nice and tight. When you put that plate back on the neck, don't tighten the screws down all the way all at once. You'll end up just damaging it in the long run. Just go slow. It's always about going slow. Gonna string her all back up. I believe we threw a pack of Ernie balls on it. I almost forgot it was a bead bender when I was doing this, and I think I strung up the whole thing before I realized I forgot to put the mechanism through, so I had to take the B string out, rewrap it around. But, you know, double check your work, and yeah, bead benders are fun. I have one of my own that I've built. I've built a second for a client. I had a third come in today as I'm doing these overdubs. They're really, really cool. They make you think differently about how all your chords and rhythm playing work together, because you can put in these really beautiful, you know, underlying melodies to all the chords you're doing. It makes things more interesting. You get a little bit of movement. If you haven't ever checked out a bender, you know, go to your local music shop. Probably won't have one, but if you hunt around long enough, especially if you're in Nashville, you'll find one or two. And if you're not that patient, just hit me up and come try one of mine out. They're great. Happy to show you what we got in the shop. I'll throw a link to my website down below so you guys can check out what I've got and get in touch. And while you're at it, if you could give me a like and subscribe to my channel, that would be amazing. That's a wrap. We got shine, new, level frets. Well, I guess they're not new frets, but they're nice and level. Got some nice fresh crowns on them. New set of strings. Really freaking cool B-bender. Hell yeah.